Hey everyone, so one question I get all the time is how do I know if my baby is latched on correctly? So here are 5 ways to help you know.
Mommy, did you know?
So the first thing you can look at is the baby's mouth. How wide is the mouth? It should have a nice wide open gape of the mouth, at least 120 degrees. So if you like math or geometry, 120 degrees is pretty wide. 90 degrees, like this, is a right angle. And that's usually when the baby's just around the nipple and doesn't have enough of the areola in the mouth. However, the receptors for milk production are not in the nipple. So if you have a baby that's just grabbing the nipple and not on the areola, you're gonna have a baby that's not transferring milk as effectively as they should. The second thing you should always pay attention to is mommy's comfort level. Now, breastfeeding can be a little bit challenging at times, but it definitely should not be painful. If it's painful, that means that you can have either, say, a tongue tie, an incorrect latch, maybe even have an infection of the breast. You can have a certain other issues as well, but if you are having pain or blistering and bleeding, that can be a sign of an incorrect latch. Now, some soreness is normal, but if you're having blisters and bleeding, that means that maybe the baby's a little bit too shallow. What you can help with that is even put some of your milk on the nipple in the areola, and your milk actually has healing properties. So it will naturally heal that area, create a film around to help you to at least heal until you're able to get that deeper latch. The third step is actually something I thought was really cool, and it's actually the shape of the nipple. The shape of the nipple should be the same before and after you're feeding. It might be a little bit bigger, of course, as the feeding progresses. However, the shape of the nipple should remain nice and rounded. If it's pointy, that means the baby was putting too much compression around the nipple and not enough in the areola. However, even you can see yourself, when you compress just on the nipple, you're not going to get much milk out. But when you compress on the areola, that's when you're going to get a lot more milk supply, a lot more production. It's kind of like if you're on the nipple, it's kind of like sucking on a straw with a hole in it. You try to go, but not really much comes out. So that's a really good way that you can tell if the baby's latched on correctly. Number 4 is the baby's position. So this is really important. You want to make sure that the baby's belly to belly and the head, shoulders, and hips are all in alignment. You want to make sure the baby's chin is close to your breast and the baby's not too far away. A good position will make such a great difference for you and your latch process. Number 5 is the sucking and swallowing. How's the baby sucking on the breast? Are the lips flanged out, or is one of the lips tucked in, kind of like an old man? You want to make sure that both of the lips are flanged out. You want to make sure that the baby's jaw is completely being used for the sucking motion, kind of like a rocker, that it's going to be rocking back and forth and the baby's using the whole jaw to suction. You want to also see that you might even feel the difference in your breast before and after the feeding. Of course, with colostrum, you're not really going to feel too much of a difference, but when your mature milk comes in, you should feel your breast fuller in the beginning of the feeding and emptier towards the end of the feeding. If sometimes you might have a little bit of a latch issue, your baby might have a little bit of a hard time draining the breast. The second question I get all the time is, what do I do if my baby's not latched on correctly? One is you can always pull the baby off by taking a clean finger and putting it between the nipple and the baby's mouth to break the suction so the baby can come right off. 2 is try to get to a nice and calm environment without that many distractions. Especially older babies, sometimes they always are looking around trying to find out what they can look at. 3 is try to do skin to skin and change the diaper. Sometimes if the baby has a dirty diaper, they'll have a hard time eating. And then what you can do is make sure that you have a nice position that's comfortable for both you and the baby. The baby's close to the breast, and that the baby, you wait for the wide open gape of the mouth. After these things, if you're still having some issues with a nice, comfortable latch for you and the baby, please check out my website, mommydidyouknow.com, for plenty of resources. You can even email me, and I also do consultations, so I would love to help you guys out. Make sure to subscribe, and I have so many other resources for you available on my channel. Have a wonderful day.